and go ahead. We're going to have ourselves a little fight, all right?
Sounds good.
Because these guys are itching for a fight. Like, that's what they're all about. And it'll be a nice chance to introduce some more rules to you guys. So there's 12 of these guys. I've gotten them split up into 4 groups of 3. Okay, so yeah, these guys are Mooks. Mooks are a special class of enemy in Fate. And in normal Fate and in Tianxia, they've got some interesting little rules to go with them. So in Fate, when you've got a bunch of Mooks, you basically pile together all of their stress, the way that they take damage, more or less. So it's like 1 stress per guy, if I'm remembering correctly. So that means that each of these groups has like 3 stress. Normally in Fate, when these guys bonuses equal to the number of people who are in the group attacking you. Alright? So they become very fierce when a bunch of these guys team up. So here's the cool thing about Tianxia. If you have a Xiang rating, and you fight someone whose Xiang rating is lower than yours, they get no teamwork bonuses to fight you. They just can't do it. It's the Kung Fu movie thing where you can just punch through just waves of people and just not even care. So you guys have got that going for you, because all these guys, even though they're like triad guys, none of them are like you. These are just a bunch of people with bad haircuts and weapons. So to start this fight, I need everybody to make a roll with their character's with their athletics skill. All right.
Remind me what I'm rolling. I actually have yet to roll this game, so remind me.
Okay, so Sarah, on the little dice panel on the right, down past the D4, the D8, the D12, there's the fate dice with the pluses.
Yep.
Hit the plus sign, so you've got 4 of those, and go ahead and hit roll.
Boop.
All right, cool. So you rolled a 0, which is the average roll in Fate. Average roll in Fate. And so, what is Smiling Ox's? What is Muckledam Ox's? What is his? Athletics. What is his athletics?
2.
All right, cool. So Ox has a 2. Perfect. All right, Ping. What is your total, including your athletics?
4.
All right, cool. All right, and Dishi, what is your total with your athletics?
0.
Nice, a nice
Nerd.
gentleman 0. And Sister Quintal, what is your total with your athletics?
A 1.
All right, cool. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and roll for Muckledarn Villains. Let's see, and I'm going to add 2. So that is a -1, plus 2 is a 1. So my Brigands are going to have a 1, which is the same as Chuntao. Hey Chuntao, what is your notice?
My notice is a 1.
Okay, cool. So your notice is, so basically I was breaking a tie is what I was doing, since you had a 1 and I had a 1. Your notice is better, so you're going to go before the Brigands.
Cool.
So actually, the entire party is going to act before the... Oh, except for Dishi. It's going to be
me.
Ping, Ox, Chuntao, Brigands, Dishi. Cool. So we rolled for initiative, which is also a departure from normal Fate. People watching might be interested in that. Tianxia does rolling initiative to keep things dynamic. And there's one more roll that you guys need to make before we start the fight. So as martial artists, you get something called Chi armor. It's basically centering yourself and being super cool badasses in a fight who aren't afraid of anything. So to do Chi armor, you roll 4 fate dice like you just did, and you're going to add your Chi skill to whatever you get. And the difficulty, since none of these guys are martial artists, is 0.
Hang on, so do I get to use my tough stunt where I get to use physique instead of chi for tests to determine chi armor?
Yes, that is exactly what that stunt is talking about.
Oh man, guys.
So instead of chi, you're just being like, I'm big, Chuntao, somewhere else in the after-show confessional, is like, but chi is really important. Smash cut to Smiling Ox. I'm big.
Chi is for small.
So let's talk chi armor. Let's talk chi armor. Let's start with Ox. Why not? Hey, Ox. What was your total for your chi armor roll?
Well, 0 on the fate dice, but because I'm mute, so can you hear me? Is the train eating
I got you.
I can hear you.
Okay, great. 4. My chi armor is 4.
Hey, guess what? You beat the difficulty 0 by 4 shifts, which is a successful style. So you 2 free invokes of chi armor. So like, what does that look like? Because I mean, he's not like centering himself clearly. He's clearly just being a giant slab of man meat. What does it look like when he adopts a ready to thrash you stance?
Well, he unwinds the chain of the hammer, clearly. This is sort of a centering, almost Zen motion for him, you know? It's got the sort of preparatory action of, like, adopting a stance for prayer, except it's really just unwinding this fucking chain and getting ready to bash head.
Bash everyone to bits. Cool. That's fantastic. All right. Ping, what was the total of your chi armor?
The Smiling Ox is not picky. What?
All right, Ping. I was asking Ping what the result of Ping's chi armor roll was.
My bad.
It is 3.
Okay, cool. So that is also a success with style. So Ping has 2 free invokes of chi armor. All right. Dishi, what did you get?
I have a total of 4.
Hey, boom. Dishi gets 2 free invokes of chi armor. Hey, Chuntao.
I'm so centered right now.
Sister Chuntao, really kind of with that whole chi thing, she gets a 5.
Nice, girl.
For you. The entire crew. All right, so Ox is just very zenly unwinding the chain of the hammer and letting it hit the ground. Chuntao, what does it look like when you get ready to throw down?
So it's kind of like just her taking like an intensely deep breath and closing her eyes, but kind of almost like allowing herself to have a 360 vision of the area around her in her mind's eye and knowing where everything is in that exact instant.
I like it.
So cool.
I like it. All right, Ndishi, how about you?
It's kind of a self-knowledge thing. I know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
I know why I'm doing it. I'm going to do it.
Gonna kick ass.
Mm-hmm. Like I just know exactly where I am in the order of things.
Okay.
And I swear to drunk, I am not Buddha.
I'm not drunk. I'm not.
Awesome. Cool. Swear to drunk, I'm not Buddha, magistrate.
The order of things is constant and has nothing to do with sobriety.
Can that be the title of this episode?
What? Sorry, what do we want the title to be?
I swear to drunk, I'm not Buddha.
Yes. Yes.
Is Sister the only one of us who's sober?
Sister.
Possibly.
Yeah, she's sober.
She's the sober one.
The monkey though.
The monkey's gone. The monkey is keeping it off in a bowl on one of the stands that you're pretending to peruse.
It's just taking a little nap in there.
Yes. Perfect. Hey, Ping. So I feel like I saw you laughing, Ryan. I feel like you got a great answer since everyone else is being super professional.
Han just talks mad shit the entire time. Let's go, dude. Let's go. The entire time.
Smiling Ox is like, look, It's amazing how you're still my favorite person here.
I get it. I'm with you.
Small child, no.
No, small child, what are you doing? Cool.
Favorite person.
Favorite person. Okay, cool. So hey, Ryan, here's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I did that ping's a big target thing, and and I took an invoke of it and all that stuff. Instead of taking that aspect, because what I'm about to do is going to look like double dipping.
Okay.
Instead of taking that aspect, instead the bad turnout of the compel is, yeah, Ping is over there and she's slapping her chest and being all like, what? You want to go? What? I will kick you so hard that your ancestors will feel it. And that is when one of the brigands decides that they're not afraid to hit a small girl with a cudgel. Yeah, they'll do it. So even though you have the highest initiative, the brigands are going to attack you to start things off.
Sweet.
Right. So basically, it's like the equivalent of the brigands getting a one-off attack on Ping before the rest of the scene starts.
Okay.
All right. So Ping is smack talking, being a complete nuisance, and she's getting in all of their faces. And one of these brigands, one of them with the cudgel, with the stick, sees this girl. The guy who's thinks he's really cool and is like up in Dishi's face, looks at the girl, looks at the guy with the cudgel, and then, thinking that he's being very sly, does the most conspicuous nod. And then that's when the cudgel comes out and comes flying for Ping. Okay? So I'm attacking. And Ping is going to need to defend. All right. Okay. Your guys are in melee range. They're coming at you with a stick, and it's a kung fu game. So it is completely legitimate to say I defend with fight. That is a completely valid thing.
Yep.
All right. So rolling 4 dice plus these guys attack. That gives me let's see. I got a 1, so that gives me a 4 total.
Okay.
And what is your total?
I roll 4, right?
Yeah, 4 dice.
Dang it.
Ooh.
Ooh. It is 2, because I have +4 fight.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. You are technically the tank of the group. Ox has really good physique, but Ping is the one who actually hurts people, because Ping has 4 fight.
So wait, can I use my chi armor to make my thing better?
So here's how chi armor works, okay? Chi armor it fills a very specific role in Tianxia. You don't spend it to this is going to sound weird, but bear with me. You don't spend it to improve your defense roll. You spend it to soak damage.
Okay.
So I rolled a 4, and you rolled a 2. So I'm hitting you for 2 damage right now. If I don't spend any fate points to improve my roll, then you're getting hit for 2 damage.
Okay.
You could then be like, yeah, I'll take that hit, and then you can spend 1 of your chi armor, and that will soak 2 of your damage, and so you actually won't get hurt at all.
Okay.
Yeah, and you just don't even care at that point. You're like, all right, yeah, whatever. So what I am going to do, though, because I do have fate points and I need to demonstrate their use, I'm going to spend 1 of them. I'm going to invoke, these guys have the aspect my way, they've got the aspect ruthless. Because you have to kind of be an asshole to club Ping, of all people.
Okay.
So I'm beating you by 4 right now. So at this point, you can be like, all right, I'm going to spend fate points and invoke my aspects. If you want to improve your roll, you can just say, I'll take the damage, and you can use chi armor to reduce the damage. It's up to you how you want to handle this.
I'll take it and use chi armor.
Okay. Do you want to use one chi armor, or do you want to use both of your chi armors?
Do I need both to...
Each one reduces the damage by 2.
By 2. So, I'll just use...
Each one reduces it by 2.
Just use the one.
Okay, cool. All right. I'm keeping a little cheat sheet over here, so I'll mark off one of those. Okay, cool. So you're just going to take 2 damage instead of 4. If you look at your character sheet, you should see, if I'm remembering correctly, it should list how much stress your character has.
4 physical, 3 mental.
Yes, I believe that is correct. I'm trying to jump to the character sheets in my rulebook, but I believe that is correct. I believe you. You wouldn't lie to me.
I've got it pulled up.
Perfect. Basically, when you get hurt in a fight, when someone deals stress to you, you are either immediately knocked out of the fight, or you find a place to sink that stress so that you can stay in the fight. It's basically you're soaking damage to stay in the fight. So you have 4 physical stress boxes is what they are. That's not what they look like on the sheet. Each one has a value ranging from 1 to 4.
Okay.
And you also have 3 consequence slots. You have a 2, a 4, and a 6. So you have to choose right now whether you want to take 2 stress, which will leave you 1, 3, and 4, or if you want to take the minor consequence, which absorbs 2 damage. The consequence becomes an aspect that I can use against you, and stress it goes away at the end of a fight. So stress is always the best place to put damage whenever you get it.
Okay, let's go with stress right now.
All right, cool.
Because you used a fate point against me, do I get another one?
You do, because I used it against you, man. I invoked an aspect off my character, so it goes to you.
So I have 5.
Yep, ping, rolling in the fate points. All right, yeah. So, the guy with like the really crappy guy in the front with the sword, he gives his stupid nod, and the guy with the stick just bam wails on Ping's stomach, and then like the other guy with the stick comes up and like cracks her like over the head. Does Ping react at all, considering that she uses chi armor and uses a stress box?
Well, like she takes the cudgel to the stomach, of course, and then just looks up and is pissed. Just absolutely pissed.
Absolutely. Cool. And how does she react to the one that hits her on top of the head?
That's the one that she used the chi armor on. She actually just reaches up and grabs it with her hand.
Cool. And
catches it.
Cool. I love it. Excellent. Okay, cool. So, yeah, I mean, Brigand's attacked you to start the fight, so now it's your turn.
Okay. So, help me out. Let's do this thing.
Absolutely. All right, cool. So, just like, I described earlier, talk about what you're doing in the fiction, and we'll find the appropriate mechanic to sort it out.
Okay. I want to...
So like you're like right up, like face to face, nose to nose, or whatever.
Take these dudes out because they're assholes.
Yeah, they're the actual worst people.
They are. Who attacks a little girl?
The rudest.
I mean, really.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So you just wanna just kind of like go to town and rip into these guys or whatever.
Yeah, I think so. I try to think how I want to do this.
Okay,
yeah,
well,
let's just do an attack for right now.
Okay, well, here's the thing. So, like, if we look at your character sheet real quick, we see that you've got martial arts styles, right? And the thing is that Tianxia does a pretty good job of differentiating the martial arts styles and making them do different things. So if we look at the way your character works, so you've got Dragon Rules the Fields. When you succeed with style on an attack, you get a boost that is more powerful than a normal boost. Boosts are if you roll well enough on an attack, you can get momentum, basically, that enhances future attacks.
Okay.
So, but everyone else has to spend damage, basically, to get a boost. So, like, if someone else, deals 3 damage, they have to be like, okay, I'm only going to deal 2, but I'm going to take a boost for next time.
Okay.
Ping doesn't have to negotiate like that. If Ping succeeds with style on an attack, Ping just gets a boost that is also better than other boosts.
Okay.
So Ping is a character who's very straightforward. Like, that is what that Kung Fu style tells us.
I'm actually just going to beat them up.
Yeah. So, all right, cool. So you, you've got like these 3. You're in the midst of these 12 guys. So you just go, you just rip into like whichever group of them is closest in.
I've got the one guy by the arm because I caught his cudgel, and so I'm gonna start with him. I'm gonna take his arm and knock him over the head, and then beat the other one with the one that I just knocked out.
You've got the cudgel over your head, you hit the guy it belongs to, and you like swing that guy into another guy or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, that's fantastic. Yeah, so go ahead and roll your attack. I figure using your fight skill, because that's what that's for.
Okay. Oh, no!
Oh, bruh.
That would be +3.
You got a +3 total. All right, so I'm gonna roll for my guys. Let's see, and let's see. So like you caught the cudgel. You hit the guy, and you're smacking into another guy. So I use simplified stats for my guys rather than giving them skill lists. I just give them general approaches for things that they're good at. So like really the only way that they can avoid this is by like trying to get out of the way as quick as possible.
Okay.
Let's see how that turned out. I'm not going to turn off screen sharing to show you my dice roll. I'm just going to hope that you believe me when I say that I rolled very badly. I got a 0 on my defense. Perfect.
So that means I succeed with style?
Yeah, you said you got a 3?
Yep.
Yeah, no, that is exactly what that means. So you hit them for 3 stress in the first place, and I'm just treating these guys as like the most basic mooks in the world. So you take out all 3 of them.
Okay.
And then you get and then according to your stunt, you actually just get a +3 boost to hang on to.
Yay!
Yeah. When you succeed with style, gain a boost without reducing the value of your attack, and the boost is worth +3.
So yeah, I beat the guy with the cudgel, and then knocked him into the other guy, and then I kicked them both into the third guy.
Yeah, no, that is absolutely fantastic. You smack that guy into that guy, and that other guy into that guy, and the next thing you know, these guys are like, ah! They sprawling like over here.
And they're gone.
Yeah, no, they get sent sprawling over into like a nearby cart, and they're just having a very bad day about it. Yeah. All right, cool. So after Ping, next person in the order is Smiling Ox. So hey, Ox, these 3 people just jumped your little buddy.
Wow. They're going down.
I see that you changed your name again.
I noticed.
So Ping, no.
Ping, no!
So what do you do? You see Ping like drag Pig Stink Fang into the street, get up in these bandits' faces, in these triad dudes' faces, gets clubbed, and then immediately clunk, swing, whack, kick, padows them into a nearby cart.
Well, first I'm going to shout my support for this action. Because, like, I wasn't going to get any kind of a stealth advantage to begin with, so we're just going to accept that that's not an option for me.
Ryan, I appreciate your name change as well. Go ahead and just draw attention to that. Okay, sorry, Ox, please continue.
And so how many we got left? So she got rid of 3. That's what, like 9 remaining?
There are 9 remaining.
All right. How many of them can I hit now?
Well, they are all in one zone.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. I'm looking at your character sheet. It doesn't look like you do not appear to have a stunt that says that you can hit everybody in a zone at once.
Darn. That's okay.
But, so the way Fate works is if you want to hit multiple people and it's conceivable, like it makes sense, like if, for example, you had, say, I don't know, a brass demon's head on a chain.
An aspect called everything is a nail.
Yeah, hypothetically.
Everything. That's many things.
That is more than one thing.
Yes.
Yeah, so if those things were true, then when you make your attack roll, you could split your shifts between multiple targets.
Wonderful.
So, you know, you would make your roll and it'd be like, Alfred, I got a 5. I'm going to assign 3 of these to these guys and 2 of these to this other guy, or whatever.
Got it.
So is that the plan, basically? You're going to trot into the next zone and go to town?
Yes.
Cool. Gonna scooch Ox up.
Look, I imagine the way Smiling Ox moves is pretty impressive, because, like, he is a kung fu master. There is grace to it, and surprising speed for a guy who, like, has never met a doorway that could handle him.
He's just so damn graceful.
I relate to Ox on a personal level.
I'm also enjoying your name change, Ryan.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you're going to trot into that space, and you are going to swing that demon hammer around, and you're going to ruin everyone's day.
Yes, I am.
Excellent. All right, go ahead and make your attack roll.
Okay.
So that'll be fight,
Uh-huh.
because you are clearly fighting. Yeah. So.
Woohoo! Ow. All right, so that's a 1.
Ooh. All right. Cool. So you have 1 shift.
I can't divide that among anybody.
You cannot divide that among anybody.
All right, which one's closest to ping?
But here's the thing. You have fate points. You can spend fate points on your aspects to increase your roll. So you could, for example, spend a fate point to invoke, Master of the Demon Hammer, because you're using the Demon Hammer. Everything is a nail, because everything is a nail. You know, strong as an ox. Any of those are valid in this situation. Mm-hmm. And you could spend a fate point to add +2 to your roll. Or if you want to press your luck, you could spend a fate point to re-roll all of your dice.
We're just going to add 2.
Okay, gonna play it safe.
With everything is a nail, I just want to make clear that that is the aspect that is getting used in this situation.
That is good, because you were supposed to be specific about what you use, so I'm glad that you were specific. So that very much says something about how you're using this demon hammer. At least to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, but to me it implies that you're swinging it down from like on high on all of these people.
Yes. I feel like it is a safe assumption that I am taller than everyone here.
Yes.
By a substantial margin.
Yes. What I'm envisioning is that, like, you have the chain completely, full length, and, like, you swing it down trying to get someone, and then with, like, an arm motion, you coil enough of the chain to drag it back to you, and then you repeat.
Hell yes.
And you're just trying to smash everyone.
Yes.
Cool. All right. So now you have 3 shifts. Would you like to split these shifts between multiple opponents, or would you just like to attack one of these guys? One of these groups?
Let's do 2 and 1. Let's attack 2 guys.
Okay, so let's say...
the 2 closest to ping.
Okay, so let's say this circle on the bottom, and let's say this circle up here.
Where your map is
I'm
no
not
longer.
sharing the screen anymore.
You are not.
Oh, hilarious. Let's try that again. All right, cool, yeah. So the guys at the bottom, and then the guys up here, I was saying.
Ah, yes, that sounds awesome.
Perfect. Okay, so 2 on the bottom and 1 on the top?
Yes.
All right, cool. So I'm going to roll for each of these guys trying desperately to protect themselves. It turns out that all of y'all have better Xiang rank, so these guys don't get to team up protecting themselves. They just have to hope for the best. So guys on the bottom are defending against a 2. They got a 0. They got a 0 while trying to defend. So
That just sucks for them.
it does suck for them. It is the absolute worst thing. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to spend one of my remaining fate points that I have, and I'm going to invoke the Crossroads to give them a +2 to their roll. So they're now going to tie you on your attack.
Darn.
And the reason I'm doing this is because it's a crossroads. Like, you're doing this like overhead hammer thing, but you're leaving the horizontal completely open to these guys. So the hammer's coming down over their heads, and they're like screaming, "Ah! Oh, that's Smiling Ox with the demon hammer!" And they're like diving desperately left and right, which it turns out is convenient enough to get them out of harm's way.
Darn.
Right?
Hoist on my own hammer.
Hammerness. Hey, Sarah, do me a favor. Go under dice and go down to that little thing where you're keeping track of your fate points, and go ahead and hit the minus button once because you spent a fate point. Just so we can keep an accurate tally.
Yeah.
Cool, perfect. Down to 1 fate point. I need to remember to make your life difficult. So yeah, the guys to the south, you know, towards the bottom of the thing, they have a 2 versus your 2. That is a tie. And I believe on a tie with an attack, you actually get a boost out of it. That's actually just like a handy thing that you get to use.
Hey, question. It is probably way too late
Did you
to
say
ask.
question?
Question, yes. It is probably way too late to ask this.
Go for it, ask.
Where does weapon rating come into things? Because I have a weapon rating that does things like add things to my fights.
No, it's okay. It is not too late to ask. Weapon rating is, it doesn't add to your rolls, but once you hit, it adds damage.
All right, got it. Thank you. Good.
Let's see. But actually, you know what? I think that weapon rating actually does come into play if you get a tie. Like, I think technically weapon rating counts on a tie. I might be mistaken, but I'm willing to go with it.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with that, actually. I'm not gonna weigh things down being like, I don't know. So here's
Good
the
plan.
You tied, so you get a boost. So you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna hang on to a boost for a +2 that you can use at a later time. And these guys get hit for 2 stress. So these 3 bad guys becomes 1 bad guy because of that 2 weapon rating.
Also, last question.
Yeah.
What does it mean? Okay, under my Iron Tiger Kung Fu style.
Yes.
When I defend against a close combat type attack with style, I may inflict 2 shift hit instead of taking a boost. I know that didn't happen here because they didn't succeed with style.
Right. So when you defend against a close combat attack, and you defend with style, so you defend and you get 3 better than me, normally, if you do that kind of defense, you get a boost. Just like if you attack with style, you can get a boost. What you can do is, because you're terrifying, you can say, hey, you know what? I don't want that boost. Instead, I'm going to hurt them. Yes, I know I was just defending. I'm going to hurt them.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So when someone attacks you, if someone attacks you, that's when that comes into play. If you defend well enough, you can then just ruin their lives.
Thanks, man.
Right?
All right, good. Let's finish being harmed and harming.
All right, so you took out those guys. I'm going to roll for the guys up top who you went ahead and dedicated 1 shift to. Those guys rolled a 3. They rolled a 3 to avoid damage from your demon hammer. So yeah, you bring the demon hammer down, doom. You knock out 2 of the guys down the road. Across the road, you try and hit those guys, and all of them see it coming at this point, and they just scatter to get out of the way of the oncoming demon hammer.
Darn.
They realize everything is bad. So Chuntao, what do you do? You are currently unseen.
Yeah, so what I want to do is I'm going to try to do a multi-attack. I like to hit like a couple people at the same time. So what she does is she takes her earnings that she gained from the wine shop from her weird gambling game and puts it down on the stalls for the unintended merchandise, and then uses her staff to hook a bunch of like pots and stuff like by their handles.
Yes.
And then to like flip it and like whip it across. Yeah.
That's awesome. That is fantastic.
But she paid for it, so.
That's the best thing.
Yeah.
Paid for it. No, that is great. Yeah. I love it. Cool. Okay, so let's see now.
Would that be athletics?
So here's the thing. That's technically that would be shoot because that is a ranged attack.
Okay.
Shoot is the skill for all ranged attacks.
Okay.
But there's actually a very easy way to make this more to your advantage. So you hook them all on your staff, and then you like you walk away from the stalls into the crossroads, and then you let loose with all of these things you're carrying.
Okay.
Yeah, because then you're in the same zone, so then it actually gets to count as a melee attack.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you are in staff reach of these people as you're flinging these things.
All right.
I'm not here to steal your good stats from you. I'm not here to make you roll +0.
Okay, so would that then be under fight?
Yep, that'll be under fight.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll your 4 dice, and then add your fight to what you get.
Sweet.
Nice roll.
So that'll be 5.
Cool. Now you know those advantages that you have, those free invokes that you're sitting on.
Yeah.
So you can spend a free invoke to add +2. So for example, being unseen up until the moment you attack.
Yes, I would like to tag Sneaky Face.
Perfect. So that'll turn your 5 into a 7. And let's see. I don't think your bandit rumors. I don't think they can really come into play to make your pot flinging especially effective.
I heard a rumor that they were especially susceptible to pots.
I don't think that's true.
You heard a rumor that bandits are really into pot. Wait, hold on. I have a note here. It says that's not what I mean. Cool. No, yeah, so you're sitting at a 7. All right, and if you wanted to, because of your narration, you could spend a fate point to invoke the unattended merchandise. And if you spent that fate point, you could actually go up to a 9.
Let's just crank it up.
Yeah, I mean, come on. We're learning how games work, right? Yeah, crank it up to 9, man.
So, Sneaky Face.
Ryan.
Sorry, I'm just noticing Ryan's new handle. Perfect. Okay, cool. So, all right, so you're going up to a 9, Adam?
Yeah.
Cool. Live on the edge, right? Okay, so there are still 3 groups left. 2 of them have 3 guys. 1 of them has only 1 guy left, and you get to choose how to divide up your 9 shifts to attack these 3 groups. Do you just want to do 3 on each of them, or are you thinking something else?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay, cool. All right, so that'll be all right. So they're each going to defend against a roll of 3. So let me go ahead and roll for them. All right, guys on the bottom, or single guy on the bottom, gets a 1. He gets a 1 total.
Good.
Nuts to that guy. That guy's a jerk. Let's see. None of his aspects really count for letting him protect himself. Turns out being a brigand and being ruthless is not an adequate defense against pots. So yeah, that guy is going to go ahead and he's going to get beamed. Bam. He roll, yeah, so 1 versus your 3, you beat him by 2. He goes ahead, he gets conked on the head with like a basically like a gourd that's been like baked and like cut in half and like made into a serving dish, and hits him, and it's all nice and tough at this point, and hits his head, and he hits the ground. Boom, he's gone. He's out of it. Brownie face. The next guy, guy to the left of Dishi, are going to defend for him. He got a 1 as well, and you got a 3, so that's 2 stress that we'll get through. That'll go ahead and reduce that group to a single bad guy. And the guy north of Dishi, he gets a 3. So he actually ties your attack. So he does not take any stress. Okay? So you tied. So here's the thing. You get a boost. So you're going to be able to, when it comes back around to you, if you need it, you can spend a boost and be like, hey, Alfred, I have momentum from my attack. I get a +2 to something. You just get to hang on to it as like a floating bonus. It's very nice.
All right, sweet.
Another handy thing, and this applies to you because I was going to tell Sarah about this, but Sarah dealt damage, so it didn't apply. If you have Kung Fu and you hit someone, but you don't deal damage, you get a free invoke of your martial arts style.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. So whatever Chun Tao's martial arts style is, Ghost Monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to go ahead and add Ghost Monkey to your screen, you can go ahead and give it a free invoke, and you can go ahead and use that for bonuses. Tianxia is really, really weighted in favor of defense because Kung Fu movies like those long, withering fights where everybody slaps hands over and over. And the idea is, if you have a fight long enough where no one hits anybody for damage, you keep building up these free invokes. And then you just suddenly spend all of them at once. And you get a +9, for example, or a +13.
This isn't even my final form!
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Or if you're really diligent, maybe you can get it up to a +23, I say, using a random example from another Fate game that I run.
Holy crap.
Yeah, that was Crystal, by the way.
Yep. Very nice. Very nice.
All right, cool. So yeah, you've got a free invoke of Ghost Monkey, and you've got a boost. Things are super swell for you. And it is now the brigands' turn. The 4 whole brigands that are left. So these guys, because it turns out that they can't actually, team up anyway, and since there's 4 of them left, they go ahead and they split up, being like, "There's only 4 of them! We can take them!" So I'm just repurposing these little tokens here. Yeah, so the 3 guys split up, and they just kind of like go after you guys, like, "Yeah, we can take everybody. This isn't a terrible choice." They're wrong, but they don't know that, which is what's funny and sad.
Yeah, it's fiction.
So, they're going to just go ahead and attack everybody. So, starting with Dishi, who's just kind of been chilling this whole time. Dishi, things have just kind of been going crazy on all sides of you.
This escalated quickly.
You were like, "I just want to cross the street." Next thing you know, this child is yelling at them. They're beating up a child. People are getting hit with a meteor
And the child is beating them up with other ones of them. And there's a hammer. And I've had 2 bowls of wine. And that's 2 more than I usually have.
Flying pottery.
Where did she come from?
Is that a monkey?
Yes, it's basically...
Yeah.
It's basically the best fight scene ever, is what you're trying to say. I hear you.
Yes. I've got a quick question.
Yes, yeah, go for it.
What is full defense?
All right, so full defense is a special action you can take on your turn. Basically, instead of doing anything else, you can say, "I'm only defending," and you get a +2 on any of your defense rolls that you make on your turn.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's... I'm going to be honest with you. Full defense, in my opinion, is one of, like, the worst things that exists in Fate. because for a game about adventuresome, proactive pulp heroes, it's very weird that people get a bonus for turtling that doesn't accomplish anything. But Tianxia has good stuff, like if you succeed with style while defending, you can attack people and deal damage, and things like that. So in Tianxia, full defense is actually a fairly interesting tactic when used with the right kung fu.
Mm-hmm.
Wink, wink, smiling ox.
Yeah, exactly. Smiling Ox would be actually a beast if he just stood there and was like, "Come at me, bro."
Smiling Ox is ready to take on this responsibility.
All right, cool. So
Smiling Ox likes it when the problem comes to him.
Smiling Ox doesn't like getting off the couch that often.
There's a lot to move there.
Pokemon Go hasn't been invented yet. He just isn't interested in the outside.
Same.
Look, unless it's like Demon Slaying Go, who cares?
All right, cool. So rolling for the guy attacking you, Dishi. It's the real snide guy with the pointy chin and the squinty eyes, and he's just like, "Oh, I'm real sick of you and your pals coming out of here and fighting me. I'm gonna show you." And yeah, he like draws his sword, and not even being graceful, he just starts like just doing these giant chopping motions. He's using like a straight sword. He's using a two-edged straight sword, and he's swinging it like he's using a saber. This guy is not that great of a fighter, and he's just chopping the air trying to get to you. And he got a 4 on his attack.
Okay. And then I choose a skill to defend with, right?
Yeah. So, the obvious one would be, oh, I defend with fight because I'm fighting. But it can also be, I'm avoiding this sword. I am using athletics, etc.
Okay. The way I'd kind of like to defend is to use my fan on, like, the dusty road to, like, throw dirt up into his eyes.
Awesome.
Would that be a valid defense?
I think that's a completely valid defense, to be perfectly honest with you.
What skill would it be?
I think that's still using fight. I just think you have a really awesome description of it.
Okay.
Yeah, no. So I think you're still getting to use your +2 fight. I just think that's an excellent description.
Fabulous.
Plus, you've got this really cool thing of stone resists the blow, where since you know you're being attacked, you also have armor against it.
Hella.
Yeah. So even if he hits you, you probably don't care.
Okay. So I got a 3.
Excellent. Cool. So you got a 3, and I got a 4. So that means I'm going to hit you for 1 stress, unless you, like, spend fate points or anything to improve your roll.
Okay. Do I have to spend fate points to use my Kung Fu style?
Nope.
Oh.
Nope. Your Kung Fu style is always true as long as you are using it. Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, like in this case, you've got your, if you know an attack's coming, you have 2 armor thing. So
Which I don't think I'm going to spend any fate points. I think I'm just going to resist the blow.
yeah, exactly. He hits you for 1 stress. You have 2 armor. It doesn't do anything.
Bruh.
So, like, what does that look like? Because, I mean, this is a very skinny, lanky, goofy kind of guy. I'm wondering what it looks like when he just weathers the blow from a sword being chopped at his face.
Does it have to make contact with him in the fiction, or can it, like, catch his clothes because he's, like, turned to the side?
It's stone resists the blow, so it's from the stone portion of your fighting style.
Okay.
It has to do with like being sturdy and being hard to move and hard to hurt and all of that.
Okay, so I think what happens is I get the dust flying up into his face, which makes him flinch away long enough for me to get my hand on his fist comes down with the sword in it.
Yeah.
But like I catch it like this.
Cool.
And stop it.
I believe, not to say you're wrong, I believe Sarah had a suggestion, and her suggestion was you catch the sword with your iron pen.
Yeah, I lied. That's what happens.
Fate is a collaborative game. It's a team effort.
Yep.
Yeah, no, so he's swinging at you, you wave your fan in his face, And, you know, dust is in his eyes. He starts cursing in Chinese, and then Iron Pen catches the sword.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Cool. Hey,
Yep,
Sarah,
yep.
Crystal took your suggestion. She caught the sword with her Iron Pen.
I like it.
Thank you. Sorry, as a button I couldn't wait.
Look, it was very important. Okay, cool. So yeah, you successfully defend against that guy, all right? That guy, or rather, you don't successfully defend, but you soak the stress with your armor, and you just aren't even affected. You don't even care. All right, cool. So we're gonna have somebody go after Ox now, because Ox hasn't had his life made difficult yet. And this guy on his attack gets a 1. So yeah, Ox, you've got this guy coming at you with a stick, and he's like, "Ah!" at the top of his lungs, and yeah, like he's gonna swing the stick at you, like at your leg, like he's going to sweep your leg.
That's cute.
So how does Ox defend? I really appreciate excuse you. Thank you very much.
I'm going to defend. Look, I think I'm going to defend with physique. Like, this guy is not big enough to sweep my feet out from under me. Smiling Ox does not get swept. Is this acceptable?
Look, here's the thing. Here's the thing, alright? Normally in a fight, you defend by dodging with athletics, or you defend with fight by fighting back. Physique is specifically reserved for, like, physical stuff, which in this case, I think completely includes a tiny man trying to sweep a giant mountain of a man. I think you are completely in the right.
Awesome.
So yes, roll with physique to not get swept.
Roll 2. It's 2 still.
It is, yeah, no, it's still a 2. I still rolled a 1 and you got a 2. You succeeded. Okay, so hey, here's the thing that might interest you, okay? You beat me by 1, okay? If you spend a fate point to either re-roll or to add 2 to your roll, if you can beat me by 3, then you can use your kung fu stunt to deal damage on defense.
Well, let's spend that fate point.
Spend that fate point.
And I think strong as an ox is the appropriate aspect here.
Yeah, I think so. All right, cool. Yeah, no. So this guy, like, he like gets the cudgel, like he like bam into your knee. If this were an anime, like if this were Avatar, it'd be this really close up shot of the cudgel with speed lines, and then it would immediately cut, far out, and we would just see, the stick impacting your knee with a little just like dust cloud coming off of it.
Yes.
And
yes.
Just not being moved. So yeah, you can go ahead, and since you succeeded with style, you can inflict a 2-shift hit on the attacker if you would like.
I am inflicting that 2-shift hit.
Ow, a damn, a dang. Yeah, so, what does that 2-shift hit look like? Like, because he's right there up against you, so it may not be a demon hammer thing, but it could be.
I don't think it needs to be a demon hammer thing. I think this can be like a fist thing.
He's there, he's like in power baseball stance hitting your knee, and then Ox just kind of like punches him in the face.
Yep, just bam. I mean, it's like a kung fu punch. It's trained, but man.
But bam. Perfect. Yeah. Excellent. Yeah.
Also,
no.
there's a laugh. There's a great big booming smiling ox laugh to go with it because, like, tiny man hitting my leg with a sword.
Oh.
There you go.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That guy goes back to being a frowny face. Okay.
Goodbye. Adios, Mook.
Cool. All right. Chuntao. Guys coming after you now. Okay. Okay. So here's the thing, Chuntao. Okay, cool. So normally, when you spend a free invoke, it doesn't use up your aspect. Like, you can still hang on to the aspect unless it doesn't make sense. I was going to tell you that it doesn't make sense to be unseen anymore, but you've already erased it from your screen, so never mind. You're on top of this. You know how to play Fate. You got this. Alright, so this guy comes at you, Chuntao. He's been pelted, like, in the chest with several, like, gourds and plates, and is very upset about this, and comes at you with a saber in these very angry chopping motions, which with this weapon are actually, you know, good, which is actually good methodology. And he's getting in close, and he's, like, doing these horizontal slashes. He's probably, like, driving, if not driving Chuntao back, is making her, like, actually have to, like, evade or something, like, is getting some kind of reaction from her. And I rolled, and I got a 2.
Okay. And so, would that be against my fight or athletics?
It depends on, honestly, it depends on how you envision you're getting out of the way. Like, I talked about, you know, evading. Your athletics is higher than your fight, so, like, that's in her favor to get out of the way rather than block.
Yeah, so I think it definitely would be kind of more trying to do, like, Aang from Airbender, Avatar, dodging out of the way.
Yeah, cool. No, perfect. Exactly.
Being the leaf.
Being the leaf on the wind. Cool. Yeah, so go ahead and roll your 4 fate dice and go ahead and add your athletics score.
Cool. So that will be a total of 5.
All right, excellent. Cool. So you completely just trounced my roll in every possible way. Let's see. But I still have fate points that need to be spent. So I'm going to go ahead and use. All right. So I'm going to invoke Dry Day, Dusty Street. So 1, that fate point goes to you. Or at least it will. You can't use it at the moment because you technically get fate points at the end of the fight, but you're going to get a fate point in a minute. I think, like, you're evading specifically, right? So, the ground is, like, sun-baked and cracked, and there's bits of it that are now uneven, and as you're trying to move out of the way and dodge, it's just, you know, it's the unfortunate thing where one of your sandals, like, catches on the uneven earth and kind of throws off your stance for a moment.
Damn sandals.
Darn sandals. All right, so that'll bring me up to a 4, and I will spend another fate point, bringing me down to 1, to invoke Ruthless. He's attacking a nun.
Danger guardian dog.
Yeah, this guy's trying to hurt a nun. Oh, danger guardian dog, Ryan.
I was listening. I just noticed that.
No, I just noticed that after you said it. Cool. Yeah. No. So I'm gonna invoke both of those. All right. So that's actually gonna bring my 2 up to a 6 versus your 5.
Okay.
So I'm going to hit you for 1 stress, but you've got 2 choices here. You still have a free invoke of Ghost Monkey that you got from last turn, so that'll you can spend that to help you defend, or you could just spend one of your chi armor, and when he hits you, you're a badass martial artist and you just don't care.
Yeah, I'm gonna soak it up with chi armor.
Cool, awesome.
Yeah.
So I'll mark one of these little boxes that I wrote down for you. All right. So what's it look like when the blade makes contact? But being a kung fu badass means you don't care.
So what happens is, as part of her chi thing, she takes a deep breath in a moment as she knows that the blade's about to make contact with her, and so she kind of focuses, imagining that air going into her chest and then condensing it into almost a hard chi that flows down her arm to her palm, where she stops the blade at the edge of her palm.
Awesome. I freaking love it. So yeah, like, you catch the sword, you catch the saber on the edge of your hand, and we get probably this cool shot of, like, you know, if it were a movie, like the camera pushing in on you, catching the blade, the camera pushing in on the swordsman, looking like, uh-oh, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That pretty much happens.
I love it. Do we see like a small trickle of blood, or like no, like
The tiniest.
the tiniest bit? Cool. Yeah, I love it. Excellent. Okay, cool. So there is one guy left, and this guy is attacking you, Ping.
Yay!
You're not getting forgotten about. So Ping, this guy like comes at you. It's a guy. He's got his heavy saber, and he comes at you with it. And he's just real ticked at the fact that you threw people into people, and it's just very embarrassed by the whole ordeal. And he comes at you, and he gets a 4 on his attack.
Let's see. That's 1. So I got +3. I'm going to spend a fate and add 2.
Okay. Do you want to spend a fate and add 2, or do you want to use your +3 boost?
I want to spend a fate and add 2.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Cool. All right. So what are you? Which of your aspects are you using this to invoke? Are you invoking with that fate point?
Master Quan's best student.
Completely legit. I forgot until right now that she had best student and worst student as aspects. Cool. All right. So that'll give you a 5. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Excellent. All right. Very cool. Yeah. So you completely just yeah. So tell me what you do to get to deal with this saber.
I attack his arm.
Okay.
I go and punch up on his elbow.
Gotcha. He's coming in with the saber, and you're like in there, and you strike the elbow instead, and just completely throw off his chop.
Yep.
Awesome. No, that's fantastic. I love it. Okay, cool.
Thank you for your updated name, Crystal.
Awesome. Cool. Okay, so that's basically a full round. Dishi would get to go now, but Sarah has to run. So what we're going to do instead, if that's all right with you, Dishi, is I'm going to introduce one very last mechanic of Fate. There's a thing called conceding. If, for whatever reason, the GM is like, this hasn't gone my way, or a player is like, this is terrible, you can give up the fight. You can get something in return. You can get something that you would prefer, but you have to give up something to the other party. So in this case, I'm going to take my 3 bad guys, and I'm going home. I'm taking my toys, and I'm leaving. They're going to run away from these martial badasses who just kind of came out of nowhere. They've got some nerve. How dare they? And I figure the obvious concession is you've got a bunch of knocked out guys at your feet, and you could definitely interrogate them to find out where Six Sword Xiang went and what's going on with his kidnapped victim. Does that sound like a legit concession?
Yeah.
Cool.
I like it.
But of course, since these guys are fleeing, they're going to get back to Xiang, and so Xiang's going to know people are after him.
Where do you put 6 swords? Like, I'm trying to... Are they just in a ring, like a skirt? Like a Final Fantasy character?
How does this...
Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
All right, cool. So, I mean, that's, that's a tiny little session. That's a little bit of skill rolls and a first. If you guys would like to, I know this was just supposed to be like a one-shot, how does fate work, hang out with each other thing. If you guys wanted to pursue this one further to go over more mechanics, we can try and schedule that sometime.
Cool.
Okay, excellent. Thanks, anybody out there, for watching. We appreciate it, and it was fun doing this.
Yeah!
Bye!
Bye-bye.